Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing a review on the new Love Fest Obsessions palette by Huda Beauty. I cannot wait. This has burgundy, this has mattes, this has like a bunch of shades that I'm super excited to use. And in today's video I plan to do two different looks with these, one on each eye, to try the different color stories within the palette and see how we like it, what we think about it, and whether or not it is worth it. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined me live. I see a few of you already on here and a few comments. So hi Lorna, Becky, MJ, welcome you guys to the chat. Maria, you are always here, girl. Thank you. Hey, thank you to everyone who's joined so far. I am super excited to get started. If you guys like today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So if you're already here, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Patty and I would love it if you were here to stay. So please subscribe before you leave. Alrighty. Hello guys. Hi Kay, how are you? So thank you to everyone who has joined so far. I know it's like Saturday evening. I know you probably are busy, have better things to do, but if you're here, I thank you. Let's talk about this palette. Let me show you what the outside of it looks like right here. This takes me back to my childhood because I love this type of like moving screen situation here. I don't know what to call it, but it moves. It says Love Fest. It has burgundy packaging, which I love. And then here is what the inside of this one looks like. It has 3 different finishes in their shades. It has matte shades. Majority of the shades are matte. There's 6 matte shades, and then there is metallic finishes and shimmer finishes. So of course we are going to be doing some swatches, and I always love that Huda Beauty makes her palettes in such a beautiful way. She makes them very functional. Like we have a couple of transition shades, some mid-tone shades, excuse me, to darken those up with, and then this really nice dark burgundy here and this one here. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for the 26 thumbs up so far. The color story is absolutely beautiful. You're right, Kate. And let's go ahead and do some swatches. So I'm going to start up here. The finger swatches look very pigmented. Love that. Here we go. So let's do swatch number 1. That is one very creamy matte. So far, incredible. Even the swirly shade so far looks absolutely beautiful. And Kay was saying it goes with a cherry perfume, and that is right. At Sephora, the only thing that I was able to find today was the actual Love Fest palette, but this came out with a few other things in the collection besides the cherry fragrance. It also has this really nice peachy colored blush. If the blush were to be at Sephora, I totally would have picked it up today in order to wear it for this video, but unfortunately I think that the blush, at least right now, is exclusive to the Huda Beauty website. I grabbed the wipe. I'm going to wipe off my fingers real quick so we can keep going with the swatches. You guys are right. You guys, I see your comments in the chat. Great pigmentation. I totally agree with that. And Huda's Obsessions palettes are very hit or miss. Sometimes she makes great ones. Sometimes they're like, they leave a little bit to be desired. I'm trying to see if this one is made in China. Her small Obsessions palettes usually are made in China, and then her big ones that she launches once a year are the ones that have usually a better formula, and those are made in Italy. Okay, hold on. I'm going to find it. Where are you made? Eyeshadow palette. This one is made in China, which is consistent with all of her previous launches. Okay, let's keep going with the swatches. Here's another creamy matte. This one I believe is the first metallic shade. Wow, that looks incredible. And then let's do this one here. Another really buttery matte shade. And then we have the bottom row to go. On the bottom row, we have this really beautiful metallic duochrome, and I'm excited for this middle matte as well because it looks nice and promising. So let's go for these. So pretty, right? Okay, metallic shade, love that. Here's that matte that I was excited about, and then the last shade, which is a really pretty peach. Okay, so take a look right here at the beautiful swatches. As you can see, every single one of these shades, this is like a one finger swatch thing. I did not go over them at all whatsoever, and everything looks very, very pigmented right away. Everything looks smooth, including the mattes, which can sometimes swatch a little bit dry. So I'm very, very excited to play with this Obsessions palette and create a couple of looks today, because I think that we have a winner in our hands just by the swatches, I know. But you know, her Obsessions palettes are either a hit or a miss, and this one looks like it's definitely one of the good ones. And she usually launches a collection of 3 for spring and a collection of 3 for the fall/holiday season. This is like a random one-off launch situation. So I'm wondering if we are going to get 3 other Obsessions palettes during the holiday season, because like I said, she usually launches them a little bit further down the road. So hopefully we get even more Obsessions palettes this year. We'll see. I'm definitely very excited about whatever like bigger palette she might launch in, I think it's November, where she usually comes out with her bigger palette. So I'm excited. I'm super excited for all of the holiday releases. I'm already starting to see little peaks of products that are coming out, and I simply cannot wait. So yeah. Laura Adams said, does this remind you of the Naughty palette? The Naughty Nudes palette definitely has like the burgundy shades. Like maybe this shade and that bottom row might be very similar to the Naughty Nudes palette, but this is definitely a shift. And the Naughty Nude palette specifically doesn't have these warmer shades that this palette has. So yes and no. It reminds me a little bit because of the burgundy color story, but at the same time it has a whole nother color story incorporated into this palette with those orangey warm shades. Okay, let me get some brushes and we will start with the look. I just realized I didn't clean my brushes before I started the video. That is my bad, but that's okay. I'll clean as I go. Hopefully you guys won't even notice. Hold on, I do need my REPHR number 15. Of course, by the way, I have everything linked down below in the description box of this video. All of the products that I have on my face are listed down there. I made a couple of like last minute decisions. So for example, the blush that I'm using is listed, but it's not linked because I'll create that link afterwards. But yeah, everything is listed and linked, including these brushes that I'm about to use. REPHR brushes are forever my favorite. They are natural bristle brushes, and they just work amazingly when it comes to eyeshadow application. And then on my eyelids, I have like maybe a little bit of concealer right now, but nothing much. And as you can see, I have mascara on. I'm going to just work around it because since the video is live, I didn't want to spend a lot of time putting on my mascara. Anyways, let's get started with the first look, and I'm going to do this color first. Let's see if we can get you guys any closer. No, you were pretty much all the way in. Hold on, let me scoot closer myself. Okay, we're a little closer. So peachy shade first, and the brush I'm using is my REPHR number 15, and I'm going to place that brush on the crease of my eye here. As you can see, the color is nice and pigmented, and it's blending right away, and it's kind of really beautiful looking right away. I'm going back with a little bit more on the outer corner of the eye and blending it upwards with my big fluffy brush. Debbie's like, REPHR is the best. Girl, I agree. Whenever I dare pick up any other eyeshadow brush to do a look that is not REPHR, I always regret it. I'm like, let me just grab whichever REPHR one I didn't feel like cleaning. That's usually what happens. So yeah, I always go back to these. I love them. That looks stunning. Right away, I'm going to switch to my REPHR number 1 right here, and we are going to grab, let's go for this orangey shade right here. This one looks very, very fiery. And I'm going to tap it on the outer third of my eyelid. Right there. Wow. That pigmentation is beautiful. Danny says, is it me or is it pulling pink? So the peachy shade is kind of like a combination of orange and pink in it. And because maybe I have more pink undertones on myself, on me, it might look a little bit more pinky. But I would say it's kind of in the middle. And then this one obviously is a very, very fiery orange shade. So this one will not pull any other color. Okay, so I am just blending. I'm realizing that the mascara before eyeshadow thing was a good and a bad idea, because it is kind of hard to get into this outer corner right now. Okay, that blend is so pretty. I love it. And I'm going to darken things up a little bit more. Still using my REPHR number 1. I'm going into this shade here. And I'm going to put it a little bit closer to my eyelid. I'm kind of holding my face a little bit because of the mascara situation. Alrighty, and blending it in. I'm sorry if I'm not catching all of the messages right now. I usually go back at the end of every video and see everything everyone wrote, but while I'm doing this, I gotta multitask. Okay, stunning shade as well. And I don't know if we should go even darker. Should we go even darker in this one? I'm definitely going to do one with the dark burgundy on this side. We'll think about it. We'll think about it for now. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to use this shade right here. That one is super beautiful. And I'm going to tap it in the center of my eyelid. This is a nice contrast to the orange for sure. Hey Jamie, I'm glad you're here too. That looks so pretty. I'm so excited about this palette. I love the way everything is performing so far, how easy this whole thing has been to blend. Honestly, what a dream. I love it. Let me go ahead and use a flat brush next for an inner corner sort of a shade. This is looking so gorgeous. I'm just gonna go in with this same one right here. I just want to grab it with my flat brush because this is a lot easier to manage than using my finger when it comes to the inner part of the eye right here, because the brush will fit a lot better. Okay, here we go. Woo! I love that. And I'm taking it all the way in. I just realized this palette is lacking one thing, and that is a really bright inner corner shade. But that's okay, we have plenty of those, I'm sure. I really love the way this is looking, and I do have a little bit of a harsh line in between those two shades right there. So yeah, I think this will work. I'm going to grab a small fluffy brush. This is a REPHR number 13, and this swirly shade back here. And I think this is going to be a really good transition, and it'll darken the outer corner a bit as well, but it'll be a good transition from the warm orangey shade into the shimmer. Okay, take a look right there. And with the same teeny tiny brush, I am blending things into my crease. And then back with my REPHR number 15, just making sure everything looks really nice, and blend it back here. That looks so pretty. And this is the warm side of the palette, which is not even the side that I was the most excited about. I'm definitely more excited about the dark burgundies, but I'm obsessed with the way that looks, and I'm obsessed with the contrast in between the two shades. So I'm going back with a REPHR number 3. This is just a teeny tiny pencil brush and our swirly color, since this was the darkest shade that we used. And I'm going to swipe it in between my lower lashes back and forth. Right here. And then back with my REPHR number 13 brush. Here we go. And I'm going to use this orange shade, since this was kind of the most vibrant one that we use on top. And we are going to diffuse things underneath my eye with it. Ooh, that looks so pretty. Okay, take a look. What do you guys think? I love it so far. Let me do an eyeliner in the waterline. I have this one here from the Kathleen Lights and the Il Maquillage collection. I need to cough. Okay, here we go. And this is their burgundy shade, which I loved. And I'm just going to add that to my waterline. I think it's going to be perfect for both looks with this palette, since there's burgundy shades in here. Take a look right there. Okay, so here's the look. This is look number 1 with just some mascara on my eyes, and I am loving it. I love the warmth, and I'm obsessed with that beautiful shimmer that this palette brought. Okay, so let's move on to the second look, and I cannot wait to use these more intense matte shades. Okay, let's keep going. I have my REPHR number 15. Once again, I cleaned it on a paper towel, and I'm going to start this time with this shade here, which is kind of the other transition-y type of shade that this palette has. So I'm going to use this one on the crease. This one is a little bit warmer than the peachy shade we used at first. Very pigmented still. It's actually a little bit more pigmented than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a little bit more transition-y, we'll say, but it's a nice mid-tone, warm, really beautiful, and you can still totally use it as a transition, of course. So I'm just going to go all the way in, and it blends on its own. It blends so easily. So next, with my REPHR number 1 brush right here, I'm going to go into this dark brown, and I'm going to add it to my outer corner. I'm tapping it on the outer third of my eyelid first, and then I'm going to start blending it into my crease. by just doing little back and forth motions with a very light hand, and that should help you blend things very, very easily. Love it. That's so pretty. Let me keep going. Jamie, I think you're asking me about the fragrance. You know what? I am not a fan. I'm kind of picky when it comes to my fragrances, okay? So Jamie is saying, for those of you who are watching later, what do you think about the new Love Fest Cherry 43? And she's wondering if she should pick it up because it smells like cherries. Anyways, I'm just not a fan of cherries. I love the color of the cherries, and I know that in, you know, a palette inspired by cherries, I am totally here for. But I don't love the smell of cherries because it reminds me of medicine a little bit. So I don't know. I'm very, very picky with my fragrances. I would have to smell it before I'm convinced for sure. Okay, that color blended into the crease beautifully. I'm going to do a halo eye, I think. So I'm going to pick up a little bit more of it and put it on the inner third of my eyelid here and blend it slightly up. Hey Veronica, welcome. Ooh, okay. Pretty. And then with the same brush, I'm going into the burgundy shade that I've been trying to use. It is so pigmented on the brush, and we are going to intensify everything with it. I was thinking of doing comparisons with this palette, or, you know, wondering if I should do comparisons, but to be completely honest with you guys, I still have not pulled out my palettes from the boxes that they're in since the move, because I need to buy shelves for my beauty room, and so we're not going to do comparisons today. I'm sure that Morgan probably did some on her channel. I know she made a video on this a couple of days ago, and I don't know, I feel like the palette has a different enough color story. Like we were saying earlier, it's kind of similar to the new Nudes palette, but it has warm shades in it as well, not just cool tone shades and neutrals, so also kind of different. Do we need it? That depends on your makeup collection, as I always say, and whether or not you want to add this sort of palette to yours. This shade, by the way, as predicted, really pigmented, very, very intense. And I went back with my REPHR number 15, and I'm just blending the two shades into one another. That looks super intense. Okay, let me this time try this purpley shade right here in the center. I believe this is the only color we have not tried yet, so we have to put it on. And I'm going to tap it right here in the center with the tip of my finger, all the way to where my eyeball ends. All the way up here. Ooh, that is gorgeous. I'm here for it. I love it. I just really love that blue toned type of purple. It looks stunning. Wow. It is such a statement shade right there in the center. I love that I left it for this look because I feel like it goes so well with the burgundy. So with my REPHR number 1 brush, nothing added. This is just, you know, whatever's left from what I was blending earlier. I'm going through the edges, both edges of that shimmer purple shade, so that it looks blended into the burgundy. And we have like a teeny tiny bit of fallout right here. I have a little shadow on this outer part, and that's unfortunate, but oh, it went away. It went away really fast with this fluffy brush. So nothing to worry about. For my under eye, I'm going to take this same middle shade that I put on the top because I loved it. And I'm going to put it right here underneath my lashes in the center of my under eye. So pretty. I'm wiping off the brush and I'm going into the burgundy. And we are going to do the outer corner and right underneath the tear duct area with it. And then switching to my REPHR number 13, which is a teeny tiny small blending brush. Hold on, I'm cleaning it. Here we go. I'm going into our transition shade and we are going to blend everything with that color very, very lightly down here. This is for the smoky eye lovers, the intense smoky eye lovers, because it is quite the intense look, but I really, really love burgundy shades, and so I really like it. My one regret with this look is I wish instead of this as a transition shade, I would have stuck with the peachy shade, because I think that would have made it for a little bit of a more romantic, more soft transition right here underneath the brow. But now that we know that, you know, next time we use the palette, we can change things. This right here is the second look. Let me do a little bit of eyeliner. I'm going to do the same Il Maquillage Kathleen Lights eyeliner in my waterline. Sorry, I put my mirror in front of my eye. There we go. Loving that. And I am going to get highlighter. This is the highlighter that I have on my cheeks right now, which is the La Costa highlighter from Alamar Cosmetics. And let me clean a brush. Kate says she loves my nails. Thank you. These are stick-on nails. Not stick-ons because I glued them on, but I guess press-on nails maybe, from the drugstore. They are the brand Kiss. I bought them today. And last time I had nails like this one on that I glued on, they lasted like 2 weeks. So I'm excited because I don't like getting my nails done. I always come out disappointed. And I feel like this looks so much better. Okay, so I have the La Costa highlighter with me right here. And I'm going to put it in the inner corner of the eye and bring it in. That looks pretty. I'm gonna bring it in like a third of the way in. And this is going to lighten up that inner part as well really beautifully. And I'm going to use the same shade for look number 1 because why not? But in this one, I'm not going to bring it in as much. Okay, so with mascara on, this right here is look number 2, burgundy eyeliner in the waterline and all. And I am obsessed with that cool toned, blue toned purple that I have in the middle of look number 2. As you can see by how well and everything performed, everything blended very fast. Everything was very, very pigmented. Even the swatches looked good, every single one of them. I am very, very impressed with this Obsessions palette. I feel like we haven't gotten an Obsessions palette this good since the Nude Obsessions palettes came out, and that was probably around 2 to 2.5 years ago. So I'm very, very impressed with the fact that she brought this one out and that the formula is as good as it is. There is not one shade in this palette that I can complain about. I feel like a very common thing for me to do with Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes is I might really love it, and I usually really love 8 shades. And then there's one that I'm like, not that one, but it's worth it for the rest of them. With this one, every single shade was on point. Every single shade performed amazingly. So I think it's a matter of whether or not this is a color story that you think you would reach for. And that would kind of be the decision-making point. If you want this palette or not, because performance wise it is a 10 out of 10. I loved it, Again, it has been a while since she came out with such a hit when it comes to the Obsessions palettes. I absolutely love this one, and that is kind of my review, I guess, on it. The swatches were beautiful. The swatches were beautiful. It performed amazing on the eyes. And I do tend to love this kind of color story. I love burgundy smoky shades with really beautiful metallics in the center. So I am totally here for it. I was going to do some lashes, and I can do that while I talk to you. So if you have any questions, those of you who are still watching, definitely let me know in the chat now. Now I can look at all of your guys' messages. Thank you to everybody who loved it. Shelly already bought it. Roxana said Morgan did it. I'm assuming she's talking about comparison with the shades. So check out Morgan's video if you haven't seen it yet, because she did comparison swatches to other palettes. Let me... Oh, you know what? I can't even reach the lashes I wanted to get right now because the box that has the lashes are holding the laptop that I'm using to do this live video. So I think we're going to just, you know, be happy with the mascara. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I think I'm done with this video. I really loved the palette, and I am super thankful to everyone who joined the video live. Thank you guys so much for being here. And Fran says, a beautiful way to start a Sunday morning. Fran, where do you live? Because it is 7 p.m. where I live, and it's Saturday still. Do you have a plan when you are eyeshadow? When you use eyeshadow, maybe? Yes and no. I don't know exactly what color I'm going to use next every time, but I do usually start from lightest to darkest when it comes to the matte shades I'm layering on the eyes. And then when I get to the darkest matte that I want to use, I switch to the shimmer, which usually goes in the center of the eyelid or the inner half of the eyelid. So usually that's kind of the way I go about the eyeshadow application. And I usually also mimic whatever colors I put on top underneath the eye, because that looks very flattering and cohesive and put together. So yes, I kind of have a plan when I'm putting on my eyeshadow, but I just never, I never go into my transition shade knowing what other color I'm going to layer with it. That kind of comes as the look progresses. My favorite Huda palette, I think to this day, my favorite Huda Beauty palette is still Mercury Retrograde. I've decided. I think for a while there, it was a tie between Mercury Retrograde and the new quartz one. Is it rose quartz one? But I don't use the rose quartz as much as the Mercury Retrograde. So Mercury Retrograde, it's, you know, 3 years. It's been leading for 3 years in the Huda Beauty palette category for me. And I believe it probably is going to be discontinued soon because it's been on sale for half off for months now. If it's still even available. Last time I checked, it was still there for half off. Did you get cream blushes from this collection? I didn't. I think that the blushes are probably a Huda Beauty website exclusive, and I went to pick this up from Sephora today, and so all they had was the palettes. Gorgeous eyes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Love Mercury Retrograde. It's just the greatest palette she's ever made, period. It's so good. All right. Thank you so much to everyone who joined me. Let me know which look you liked better. Did you like one better or two better? I think, ooh, you know what? I like them both a lot, to be honest. I think I love one more right now. This one came out a little bit too intense on the crease. I wish I would have done the peachy one right there. This one was just kind of beautiful throughout the whole process. But I would be very intrigued to see what these crease colors look like with that shimmer in the center, because I really like the shimmer from look number 2. Kay and Roxana are voting for 2. Oh, you guys like 2. A lot of you like 2 a lot. No, nice. Nice. I think I'm going for 1 right now. So if you're watching this later, let me know down in the comment section. To the 90 something of you that were on the live throughout the video, thank you so much for joining today. I think I'm going to end it here. If you guys liked it, before you leave, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I don't usually do my videos live, but you know, every once in a while I like to talk to you guys live. But anyways, join me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. No, didn't mean to do that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave. And also, if you have not yet followed me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is Patty C. Alonso because Patty Alonso was taken. Rude. So follow me on Instagram and you can see when I'm going live next and what videos I'm posting, all of the updates over there. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching today's video and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye.